From coffee to shampoo to hand sanitizer, First Stop Shop is your one-stop, conveniently located at the nearest Delta Petroleum gas station.
Delta Petroleum, serving the Caribbean.
This is THG News Today with Mervyn Henley. Good morning to you and you. How are you guys doing this morning? It is Wednesday, April 17th, and it is a pretty cool morning. THG News Today is sponsored by Carl & Sons on St. Martin with 2 locations on the island. That's on the Pontville and in Colby. Delta Petroleum all across the islands and the Feezers on Nevis. If this is your first time joining us, I encourage you to subscribe to our network's channel. Just tap that option right there. There you go. You're all set. Thank you for that. And the THG Network, THG News Today, we have weather, we have news, we have entertainment, we have information, and we also have commentary. So this morning, before I get into 2 news items, I would like to, just for about 2 or 3 minutes or so, to speak about a situation there on Anguilla. And when I say a situation, I am talking about discussions, serious discussions are being held about having a new voters list. And when I say new voters list, I mean that the entire population would have to re-register. And that's an ongoing discussion there. And an election on Anguilla is constitutionally due mid-next year. The last election was held on June of 2020. And it appears to me that at this 12th hour, I won't say where I got my information from other than to say a top official, that there are plans for a complete registration of voters. Now, what jumbulate our nonsense is this? This will only cause chaos and confusion. Now, the Anguilla government, they want to pass this on to those at the electoral office and the governor's office, saying it is their responsibility. But you sit in executive council, I think it's on a Thursday, every Thursday with the governor, and you want to say to sensible people that you can't do anything about it and you can't voice your concerns publicly over this. Now, this will cause thousands of Anguillians to be disenfranchised from the voters list. You are okay with your fellow Anguillians being robbed of that right to vote? I don't expect this dictatorial and undemocratic process from any member of the Anguilla Progressive Movement-led government. Now, your voices are so loud on your Carnival Village for Carnival 50, and that is okay. But why are you so silent at the heart of democracy? Why at this late stage? What about your folks overseas, your Anguillians, your fellow Anguillians overseas? Instead of, you can have a year of consultations with them, instead of taking out the time to educate your people on what may come in the coming years, on the eve of an election, you want to rob the people of the right to vote? So let me get this right. Why wasn't this at the forefront in late 2020 or 2021, 2022, 2023? And you think the best time to do this is just before an election? And yes, just before an election. You are a year away or just under a year away. The premier can call an election at any time. So even if you say in your heart of hearts, there is no motive here, the appearance of it, the perception of it doesn't bother you? Now, I want to encourage the government of Anguilla to come out forcefully against this. No right-thinking citizen should be okay with this, not just before an election. If there are people who are illegally registered, then go through that objection process and get them off the list. But you can't tell me that you want to wipe the list clean and begin a new process at this stage in the game. So you're telling me that Anguillians who have contributed so much to the island, that some of them, because they are not living on Anguilla, but building Anguilla with their taxes and contributions, will be disenfranchised? That they won't be able to vote in their own island? Now, this is absolutely nuts. Anguilla is not Venezuela. Anguilla is not Cuba. Anguilla is not Russia. So, we'll continue to monitor all of this. And this, if it has to become a regional story, as we follow it, and as we get other regional media involved, then so be it. But you cannot do this on the eve of an election. You just cannot. The government is already campaigning, and you want to do this now? Come on, guys. But we'll continue to follow. Let's move on. Now, let's turn to St. Kitts. The police are investigating a shooting incident that occurred on April 15th at the Newtown Fisheries Complex on St. Kitts. The incident occurred between 5:30 and 6 p.m. and claimed the life of one and left another injured. Responding to the scene, police officers observed 31-year-old Shaquille Chumney of East Street, Newtown, sitting near the gazebo with multiple gunshot wounds about the body. He was subsequently pronounced deceased at the scene, and the preliminary inquiries suggested that Mr. Chumney had been accosted and fatally wounded by a single-armed assailant who fired several times in his direction. During the attack, Neil Nichols of Gillard Meadows, age 59, sustained a single gunshot wound to one of his ankles. He was transported to the Jane France Hospital by a private vehicle where he was treated and later discharged. The crime scene unit of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force processed the scene and collected some items of evidential value. It continues on St. Kitts, and we can just, what can we do? What can we do? We can do a whole lot. You know, there was a time when things calmed, where it was calm on the island, and now this again, right? But whatever, I support the government in whatever they do when it comes to curbing crime, whatever they have to do. Some things may be drastic, whatever it is, I think I'll support their move. And still on St. Kitts this morning, from the Ministry of Health in a press statement, and I know for the last couple of days, over the past few days, we have seen where stories were out there, not from THG Network, because, you know, not from THG, where there was a story that a wrong body was buried, and the Ministry of Health came under some brutal attacks. And so they have issued a statement. And so this is from the Ministry of Health in St. Kitts and Nevis, or St. Kitts. It has been brought to the attention of the Ministry of Health that an online publication falsely published a story captioned "Wrong Body Buried." The article falsely alleges that an incident occurred as the result of a mix-up at JNF General Hospital. The Ministry of Health condemns in the strongest possible terms this falsehood. Consequently, the matter has been forwarded to the Chamber of the Attorney General for the consideration of legal action against the publication. The Ministry of Health, along with JNF General Hospital Administration, maintains strict adherence to protocols concerning the handling and identification of deceased individuals. These procedures are designed to uphold the dignity of the deceased and their families, ensuring accuracy and care in the sensitive task of managing final arrangements. We confirm that no such incident took place, as alleged, and we caution the public against the dissemination of misinformation that can cause undue distress to families and communities. Furthermore, we would like to update the public on the ongoing renovations and improvements at the JNF Hospital. After recognizing the need for significant enhancement due to years of neglect, our ministry has committed to a series of upgrades to revitalize the facility, including the morgue and surrounding areas. These efforts are part of our ongoing commitment to enhance healthcare services across the Federation and ensure that our facilities meet the highest standards of care and operation. The Ministry of Health is dedicated to transparency and accountability in all aspects of healthcare delivery. We remain committed to providing the public with accurate information and urge everyone to rely on official sources of news concerning healthcare services in St. Kitts and Nevis. We appreciate the support and understanding of the community as we continue to improve our healthcare infrastructure and services. And that is from the Ministry of Health. Now, I must say that I'm happy that they issued this press release because they came under some attacks, and I think it did damage to the folks at the Ministry of Health. So I saw the story and I just scrolled over it because something did not add up to me, just did not make sense, right? So I ignored it, and here they come today with that press release. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me this morning. This is Mervyn Hanley of THG News Today. THG News Today, of course, was sponsored by Carl & Sons on St. Martin, Delta Petroleum, and Fezes on Nevis. Do join me again on Thursday morning, 6 o'clock Atlantic Standard Time for a similar presentation. Have yourselves a wonderful day. God bless. Carl & Sons have been serving the people of St. Martin for over 40 years. And the food and service get better and better. From early morning, customers flock to the bakery for their favorite sandwiches, cakes, pastries, you name it. First thing at mornings and last thing at afternoons, folks rush to Carl & Sons for simply the best. There are 2 locations, Coal Bay and on the Punfill. In Coal Bay, the opening hours are Monday to Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. On Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. And on Sundays, 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. and 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Opening hours on the Punfill, Monday to Friday, 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. Saturday and Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also cater for weddings, parties, special events, whatever the occasion. It's Carl & Sons. Our staff, we are always happy to serve you. Call us today, the Colby location, 721-544-2462. That's 721-544-2462. Or in Phillipsburg, 721-543-1059. That's 721-543-1059. It's Carl & Sons Bakery. We are here to serve you. Nevis, satisfy your sweet tooth at Feaser's, the cozy spot in Charlestown, known for its mouth-watering ice cream and dal puri. We are open Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come in and sample our patties, sandwiches, air-fried wings with fries, hot dogs, rotis, and now our famous smoothies, in all flavors of course. And don't forget to try the famous bus-up shut and saltfish. It's Feaser's, located at the entrance to the Cotton Ginnery Mall in Charlestown, Nevis. They're also available by phone, so place your order by calling 1-869-665-2458. Don't ask about the rest, just try the best.